I want to kind of go to another avenue. My wife wanted to join, but she's wrangling a toddler at the moment.
Oh,
So, so I guess because you mentioned earlier, I mean, 5'1" women, when it comes to concealed carry, like obviously there's different considerations here between what I'm going to think about versus what you might think about or my wife might think about. Like, what's the biggest advice you want to give, or would you give to a woman who's curious about getting started in shooting and carrying?
well, so to anybody that's curious about getting started shooting and carrying, I would say, I guess with regard to just concealing and how you would wear it, there's a big difference between somebody who's 6'1", 200 pounds, and like you said, somebody that's 5'1", 115 pounds. And this comes up when you start the conversation of subcompacts. Everyone's like, "Oh, subcompact pistols suck." Yes, they are the worst to shoot. I understand that. There's not a lot of surface area to grip. The capacity isn't great. They kick a lot. It's hard to manipulate them. But at the end of the day, if somebody's more likely to carry that, then that's a better tool than no gun at all, right? So a lot of people end up having to carry subcompact guns. So that's my first bit of advice: is don't feel pressured to get a gun like a Glock 19 or a Glock 17, a double stack gun that's very popular, and carry that brick around when you could just as easily carry something that's much lighter and more comfortable, like a single stack or a subcompact gun. Okay, so really try to find a gun that you're comfortable with carrying that's not obnoxious. Number two, don't commit to a single type of carry. Like, I always carry appendix. I love appendix because appendix to me is faster than outside the waistband. It's very quick to access. You have cat-like paws and get that gun out. You keep the gun in front of you. Nobody's going to take the gun when you're standing in line at the grocery store or at the movie theater or something. But that's not practical for every outfit or situation. So when I go to do a presentation or to teach a class, and I've got, a blazer on or like an open jacket with kind of a tighter shirt, I'm not going to wear an appendix gun. I'm not going to dress around my gun. Let's just say that. I'm not going to wear some big flowy stupid top just so I can carry a gun. I'm going to wear a blazer that, like fitting undershirt that I want, and my gun's going at 4 o'clock for the day. It's concealed, but that's where it's going. If I'm hiking, I've got a chest rig. If I'm out running, I've got my gun in a holster, sometimes just zipped up in a freaking tight jacket. I mean, it is what it is. It's having a gun on your person is always going to be better than not having a gun on your person. So when people start critiquing the way people are carrying, or where is it in your waistband or out of your waistband, and what kind of holster and this and that, it's like, at the end of the day, I just encourage you to carry anything. And if carrying something that's lighter and smaller is going to make that more comfortable and appealing to you, play around, try a bunch of different subcompact guns, try a bunch of different holsters, chest rigs, and backpacks. There's lots of different ways to carry. Just, I guess my advice would be, don't listen to like the cool guys on the internet that say the only way to carry is a Glock 19 appendix, because it's not.
And also, whatever you choose, make sure you practice with it. If you're going to use the chest rig, which I mean, I love like Hill People gear, like they're like little, like that's an awesome system. But yeah, you got to practice from that too, whatever you're going to do.
Oh my gosh. So my favorite company is no bias, but an Alaska-based company called Diamond D Custom Leather, and their Guide's Choice chest rig is super popular on the internet. But they've got a littler company called Diamond D Outdoors, and they've got a nylon chest rig that I use with a shield running all the time. Black shirt, black chest rig, black gun. Like, people aren't really looking from the highway or really paying attention or watching. But yeah, from a chest rig, sometimes I like to go out to the range and I'm like, 2 seconds. If I can get this, Glock, Glock 20, a 10 millimeter out of this chest rig in less than 2 seconds at 7 yards, I'm smoking. It's hard. You can do it, but it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah. So something you mentioned there was the don't dress around the gun, which is interesting because I've had that very conversation with somebody else, the Suited Shootist, one time. And we were both kind of talking about this idea that it's gotten so pervasive that, I think it goes back to Clint from Thunder Ranch being like, the gun shouldn't be comfortable, like, in his very Clint way of doing things. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a diminishing returns there. A lot of people work in environments where you can't look like where you're wearing extra baggy clothes, or in sometimes you might stand out. If someone who knows what they're looking for, be like, that person's carrying.
Well, yeah, like
particularly addressed.
there are certain environments where you're technically not allowed to have a gun because it's private property, right? And I know a lot of us 2A absolutists are like, screw them. It's like, well, have fun with getting a citation for, whatever. I just don't want to attract attention to it. So, I got I've had a carpenter reach out to me and say, hey, I'm bending over all day. I'm up on roofs and appendix sucks, but everybody's like, if you don't carry appendix, you're stupid. What do I do? And I'm like, dude, just carry 4 o'clock, carry in your tool bag. I don't care. Like, figure it out. Don't worry so much about what everybody else is thinking. Like, what do you need to do to make sure that you are comfortable and you have access to a gun when you need it?